Alright, hello everybody. I'm pretty sure everything should be working and hopefully I am live. But as with every other stream I've ever done, I never seem to know if that is the case until about 5 minutes into the stream. So we need to wait and see. I'm not sure if YouTube is being a bit weird today, so I'm not sure if this is actually going to work. God, it keeps complaining at me, so maybe it's not going to work. I will edit the description whilst I'm at it. Okay, I'm gonna post this on Discord as well, because TurtyBot probably will take a while until it kicks in. Never mind, TurtyBot actually got there before me, so that's nice. Literally about to send the message and then TurtyBot decided to send it for me, so that's fantastic. Anyways, I think everything's working. I'm not sure about audio in terms of am I too loud, am I too quiet? It is hard to tell. But I'm gonna hope everything is okay, and if not, then hopefully someone can let me know. Alright, so all I intend to do in today's stream is just update Industria to 1.20 and also talk about some of the things that are going on in the community, just a kind of brief explanation before I make a video tomorrow explaining everything in detail. But first of all, let's update to 1.20. This should be quite easy, I think. Should maybe take 10 minutes. That might be wishful thinking, but I hope not. Hello, Wide. Welcome to the stream. Everything is good. Okay, that's good to hear. I don't know whether to put some kind of music on. It's very hard to find non-copyright music. Oh, are you? Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, it's quite hard to find non-copyright music, but I'll see if I can find something. Okay, I actually do have a playlist, but I don't trust that that will be non-copyright. So okay, theoretically, oh no, there's 19 songs in that one. Okay, lovely. I probably should have tried to see if I could find this beforehand. No, I have not rewritten the multi-block system yet. I plan to do that sometime soon, maybe. We'll have to see. Playlists, there we go. Okay, I found one that is theoretically non-copyright. To be honest, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just a stream. Okay, we'll try it. Hopefully it's not too loud. Let's also shuffle it just because. Is that too loud? I don't know. Yeah, I think that's too loud, isn't it? So I will turn that down. Okay, hopefully that's all fine. So yeah, let's update. I've got a... First we need to update to Forge Cradle 6. So, okay, in the settings.gradle. Oh yeah. You do plugins before plugin management or after plugin management? I think it's after. And we just need the Fuji thing. We'll put that in there. Hello Rapid Phil, welcome to the stream, and hello Lego Agalos. I never know how to say your name, so I'm just going to call you Lego, actually, that would be much easier. Welcome to the stream. Okay, and then I need to update Gradle as well. Yeah, Lego is a lot easier to say anyways. How do I update Gradle? God, I haven't done Minecraft modding in so long. Okay, is it 8.1.1? Let me check. Yes, 8.1.1. And then I think I just Gradle refresh. Theoretically. And hopefully that is gonna work first try. I'm joking, it's obviously not gonna work first try. But we can give it a go. Oh, and I also need to update Forge Gradle to watch it on Minecraft.forge.gradle. Apparently it needs to be 6.0 to 6.2. Okay, so apparently force exit. What's this? Where's that come from? Force exit? I don't know. I think this migration primer is maybe a little bit outdated. Hello Gus, welcome to the stream. Hi, just passing by to say good luck on the devs. Thanks for the cool tutorials. You are welcome. The tutorials will still be coming, even though I did miss Mondays or yesterday's. All will be explained hopefully tomorrow, although I might have to re-record some of the video that I have. Hopefully not, but some of it might need to be re-recorded, which will be a shame if that's the case, but okay, so that's 6.0 on Forge Gradle. Resources. Okay, I think that's everything, actually. So yeah, let's reload again now that I've updated Forge Gradle. Bunch of downloads. Good. Forge should be in there. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, Forge should still work, shouldn't it? I suppose. Yeah, there we go. Forge Gradle 6. Okay, and then we'll update to 1.20. 1.20.1, I should say. Because there's no point just updating to 1.20. This is going to take a while, apparently. So I think I need to update mixin Gradle as well. I think it uses 0.8.5 now. Let me see. Yeah, so Forge Gradle version 3 plus. Oh no, it's still 0.7. Interesting. I could have sworn I saw 0.8.5, but I suppose not. Do I have any mix-ins actually? I completely forgot. I do. So I can't just remove mix-ins. Alright. This is actually taking a very long time to Gradle refresh. I suppose I'm completely re-downloading Gradle, right? So... why did you start making Industria? Would you think? I mean, I just started making Industria because Turkey Chemistry kind of died. That's basically the only reason Industria is even existing, to be honest. Hello, Leia Meleus. I probably completely butchered that name. I apologize. Welcome to the stream. Welcome TJK. Welcome to the stream. And welcome Firestorm to the stream as well. Great to see everyone here. Okay, that's finished. Fantastic. That took ages. I'm quite shocked that took so long. Okay, Parchment released for 1.20, right? Am I right in saying that? Can someone confirm? I'm obviously not in MMD anymore, so I can't check the updates, but I believe they did. Although, yeah. The issue is I don't know the version, or what they called it, anyways. Now I'll just stick with the official until I can figure that out. Anything else I need to change? So I also need to change the Minecraft. And then I also need to find out what the latest version you're meant to use is. I think it's like 47.1.3. Is that right? I just made that up, so I'm not sure. Let's see. That is correct. I'm shocked that I remembered that. And then, okay, JEI is going to be completely scuffed too, so I'll have to find the latest JEI. So let's see if I can find that. Okay, so the latest JEI. How do you get the... There you go, that's it. Oh wait, this is... JEI doesn't use Curse Maven, do they? No, I remember it. I think they use their own thing. So MC version is going to be just 1.20. And I've just got to find what the latest version is. So, oh, I can get that from CurseForge apparently, but I'll just get it from the Maven instead. Oh. JI doesn't exist for 1.20? Ah, thank you, Wide. Hopefully I have the Maven and everything in here. What's that? What is Z? I don't know. Do I have the Maven in here? Oh, I have the plugin. You do not need the repository anymore. Oh yeah, you put the repository in there. Okay, that's fine. I've got that then. I can't find JEI for 1.20, but maybe I'm just blind. Or at least it doesn't seem to be on their Maven. I'll check CurseForge though. Yeah, so it's on there on CurseForge, just not on Maven for some reason. Hopefully that's not an issue. So the version is 15.2.0.23. JI 10 plus. Do they use? Oh, they use No, they still use the same Maven. Okay, I'll stick with that. I think that'll be fine. If it doesn't work, then we can fix it later. Now, what else do I need to update? I need to update the mods.toml to 47. And I need to update the pack.mc meta to... I don't know. Is it 12? Or is it... No, it's going to be 11, isn't it? I think. I guess what I can do is I can actually check my GitHub for the 1.20 tutorial mod. And just see what that is using. But I think it's 11. I think it's going to be 11. Let's see. So... Oh, okay. Apparently it's 15. Okay, I don't know when that happened. Do I need these Forge formats? I don't remember why I added these. Right, I don't know. I'm going to remove them and hope that's fine. Yeah, so it appears to have found JEI. That's fine then. I feel like I've missed something though. Is there something else I was meant to update? I don't think so. Okay, whilst this is doing its thing, shall we talk about Forge? And what is happening with Forge. I think that's maybe a good idea. Also, this music is so cringe. Why is it also cringe? I think this is why I gave up with the music last time, because it was already cringe. Okay, anyways, yeah, let's briefly talk about what's happening with Forge for the people that are not aware of the situation, which you wouldn't be aware if you're not in their Discord server. So basically, how do I say this in simple terms? It's quite complicated, really. The major people of the Forge team have split away from Lex Manos, who is the leader of Forge, and they've gone ahead and created a fork of Forge called Neo Forge, or New Forge, and the idea is that they will maintain compatibility until the next major version, and then they will completely cut themselves off from Forge. Yeah, that's basically it in very simple terms. What that means for us modders, I don't know, to be honest. Whether or not Forge is actually going to die as a result is debatable. We don't currently know what's going to happen, really. Forge might get acquired by a company like Curse Forge, or Neo Forge might get acquired by Curse Forge. Lex is already looking into like sponsorships from some people. CPW is looking into open collectives for Neo Forge. So we'll see. We'll see. I think they're not going to be able to coexist, so one of them's going to have to die. In terms of which one dies, don't know. That's only for the future to tell. Basically, the split is happening because Lex, if you don't know Lex is the owner of Forge. He owns the Forge company. And he's just a bit of an arse, if we're being honest, to basically everyone. And he wasn't really accepting new PRs. He wasn't doing any of those kind of things to help Forge move along. And as a result, and that's been happening for years, by the way. It's not like a new thing. And as a result, people got fed up with it, and they've split away from Forge. So, yeah, it's an interesting situation for sure, and I'm going to try and explain it all better in a video that I have planned for tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow. I still have to edit it though, so we'll see. But yeah, PR is just pull requests, so yeah. Okay, shall we see what errors we've got then? Now that this is all updated. As you can see, 196 errors. Oh dear. Okay. Right. Right. This is why I've been hesitant to do this, because this is going to kill me. Because the worst part about this, right, 196 errors isn't crazy. It's not that many. You know, basically any time I refactor anything in any of my code, that's roughly how many errors I get. But the problem is that is only for Industria and not the errors from TurtyLib. And bearing in mind TurtyLib is what handles all of the UI, most of the stuff really is actually handled by TurtyLib. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of pain here. And a lot of it is very basic, tedious things. So like here, where it's player.level, this has to be get level. Oh no, it's just level as a method. That's even worse. Agitator screen, what's this going to be? So it wants render background with the graphics. So basically I have to change all of my rendering methods to take in a GUI graphics. And I assume this also takes that in. So it's just going to be a lot of the same thing, really. Do we not have a post stack here? Oh. Wait, how do you, how do you, how do you draw textures? Do you not do this whole render system stuff anymore? Can I just do that? Yes, apparently you can. That's interesting. It's just going to be all stuff like that. This isn't going to be fun, by the way. If you're expecting this to be an exciting stream, I apologize, because it's not. It's not going to be an exciting stream. It's just going to be boring fixes like this. So once again, render widget down here somewhere. It's just getting rid of post stack and replacing it with the graphics, really. Let's see, so like graphics, yeah, there you go. So this is going to be graphics.blip. It just takes in the texture. And then I get rid of that. That takes in the graphics. Graphics.blit. This is something that theoretically could be automated, right? If I wrote like a script to... That's not right. If I wrote like a script to do this or something, I could theoretically automate it. Is it worth doing that? Not really. Hello Dylan, welcome to the stream. Let's see what's going on in here. So we're going to have a lot of broken imports now too, which is going to be a real pain. So what's GUI component then? Since that's gone? Eek. Jupyter render graphics. So do I just do graphics.fill? Jesus Christ. Is this going to be graphics, like drawstring as well? I guess it's kind of helpful if you're starting from scratch. This is a lot easier, right, to do it this way. But when you're having to update existing code, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Cannot resolve method drawstring component int. What can we do? Drawstring. Oh, it wants a font. Can I just do that? This is so useless. It's just... I'm not a fan of these changes, I'll have you know. Let's see, so we've got materials that we've got to deal with as well. So obviously materials don't exist anymore. So that's going to be a bit of a pain. Oh, that's very true, Wide. I am never a fan of any change that Mojang makes, because they don't make good changes. Ever, basically. For example, their new keyframe system, I think it's good. I think it's a good keyframe system, like conceptually. But the way it's been implemented means it literally only works for entities. Just entities. It doesn't work for anything else. Which doesn't make sense, because there's no reason why it couldn't work for anything else. They just decided to not make it work for anything else. What have I done wrong here? Is there no way to specify the texture size anymore? Oh, I need to specify the texture, don't I? That's why. I keep forgetting. Okay, I don't trust this music. This doesn't sound like non-copyright, does it? Should we just should we just do the absolute forbidden and play the Ludwig music? I should do that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh god. Oh dear. I apologise for everyone. But this is the safest music we can play. Because we know for a fact it's non-copyright. Okay. See, why have they done this, right? Why have they replaced this variable with a method? What's the benefit of that? There's no benefit to that. And also the fact that you have to use try with resources now because it has an auto closable is like, bruh. It's absolute Mojang, I tell you. All of these changes, they're all gonna be the same things. It's gonna be level, it's gonna be the GUI stuff, and that's gonna be it. That's all these changes are actually gonna be, which is crazy. I guess if you guys have any questions about anything, I don't know, then I'll answer them. Because, you know, if you guys have any questions about the whole Forge situation, let me know, because I have kind of been trying to understand the whole thing myself. So, I can probably answer most people's questions as long as they've been answered by the teams themselves. And I do have some backdoor information too, so I might be able to answer even more than that. So basically, Connor, I did already give a brief overview earlier in the stream, but I'll quickly mention it again. Basically, the primary team of like Forge have split away from the owner of Forge because of some issues he had, basically, like with just not being a very good person, I suppose you could say. So they've kind of split away into their own team, if you will. It's a lot more complex than that, to be clear, but that's the easiest way of explaining it. What's going on here? There's no render GUI item anymore? Huh. Okay, I guess I use this then. An item display context? Sure. Oh, but that requires a bunch of stuff. This is why I don't like Mojang, because they do stuff like this. Stuff that no one ever asks for. How many percent did you complete Industria? 1%. That's an honest answer. Yeah, 1% is probably a good estimate of how complete this mod is. Which one do I think is more likely to die? Interesting. It's an interesting question because there isn't really an answer like a definitive answer, I don't think. And I think my opinion is very biased because of some situations that have happened recently, which I'm not going to explain on this stream. I'll try and explain that to the best of my ability tomorrow. So I think I'm definitely biased, but I would like to say Neoforge is actually going to die first. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And also, I have no idea how to fix this. I'm just going to comment this out and I'll fix it later. Because that's probably going to require me to rewrite a bunch of shit. Fix this. But yeah, I think Neoforge is going to die first, purely just because it's so unorganized. Then they weren't prepared for the split. It just wasn't. They weren't ready for it. It happened way too early, and the community isn't ready for it either. The community's, I think, had enough with all these different mod loaders. I just don't think they're going to be willing to switch again. You know, people are going to be fed up with it, and rightly so. I don't blame them. It's a mess, and they've just made that mess so much worse. It's not good. It's really not good. I mean, once... Okay, let me answer the RAM question first. I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. Although, I would like more. I'd like 32. I know everyone is obviously going to say they'd like more RAM, but 16 sometimes is a bit of a struggle. Especially when I'm editing videos. Or rendering them, more specifically. That takes up a lot of RAM. So, I'd like 32. And I do have the spare 16 in my old PC. I'll probably switch it out at some point so that I can have 32. That'd be super nice. But how long do you think I expect Forge to last? I don't know. It's a question I can't really answer, is the thing. It's hard to answer that. Because it is just such a mess. Also, I can't fix this. There is so much stuff in here. How long is this file? Almost... Okay, 720 lines, pretty much, here. Of which there is... How many errors in this file? There's 52 errors here. Ugh. And you know what the problem is with this? Is that, like, this is GUI utils. This is from TurtyLib, so I can't fix that right now. I'm going to have to write a bunch of to-dos. Hello, El Redstonino. I don't know how you say that, but hello, welcome to the stream. Industrial seems like Industrial Craft or Greg Tech. It's more... I don't want to say it's like Greg Tech, because it's not in any way going to be as grindy as Greg Tech. And it's probably not going to be as in-depth as Greg Tech, because obviously Greg Tech is way overcomplicated, I think, in terms of like how they do certain things. But it is probably more along the lines of Greg Tech. But we'll see. it's hard to tell exactly what the future of Industria is going to be at this current time. Ah, I forgot I still have stuff like this. Where, okay. I completely forgot about some of this. This is a mess, man. This is really a mess. I'm just going to have to comment out a bunch of stuff, I think, is the only option here. No, it's not Badillion. It is Brave, yeah. That is my browser. That's what I've got the stream open on. Although I don't really need the stream open because I do have, you know, just OBS. So I can also view the chat in OBS. But, you know. Oh, man. Should I kind of want to revert these changes and go back to 1.19.4 for now. I just don't think it's worth trying to update all of this to 1.20 in its current state. I think I need to change a lot of TurtyLib stuff so that I can just make this update way easier. Rather than... Yeah, you know, I'm going to do that. So all I have to do that is go to GitHub, grab all of these changes, right click them and discard. And then all we need to do is reload Gradle, which that's already happening. So let's just see what that's doing as well. There we go. So yeah, I'm just going to revert all those changes. We'll go back to 1.19.4 because otherwise this stream is just going to be really long and very boring of me just doing the exact same small minor changes to GUI stuff. It's just not fun. So I'm not going to do that. I'll probably do that off stream at some point. If you're going to update to 1.20, then anything you need to add is just going to be stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's like whether I should update now or whether I should just update another time. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. As long as I'm not like 2 versions behind, it's fine. I think if I'm just 1 version behind, it's not an issue. Honestly, 2 versions behind isn't that crazy either. I was on 1.15 for like... Even, I think when 1.18 was out, I was still on 1.15 for Turty Chemistry. So it's maybe not that crazy of an idea to just stick behind a little bit. Because I think before I go ahead and update all of these things, I need to fix everything. I need to fix everything that's already here before I can go ahead and try and refactor it all with updating, you know. Would you be super against going over other people's mods and giving feedback? I think didn't I say I was going to do that at some point? Yeah, I think I did. I think I actually recorded a video for that. Maybe 2 years ago. Of fixing someone's mod. It was called something sword mod or something. And I actually went through and I fixed a bunch of the issues in their mod and tried to explain the whole kind of process of like why you shouldn't do this and you should do something else. I did record that actually. I completely forgot about that. I don't think I ever got around to like editing it or anything because I don't think it was very interesting. Yeah, that's right. That's right. It was Reels. Yeah, it was Reels' sword mod. He wanted me to have a look at it and fix it. I think I did submit the PR, maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, I fixed a bunch of stuff in that. I mean, if people would like to see that, let me know. I wouldn't be against the idea. It's a fairly simple video to make compared to a tutorial. Tutorials take a lot of time because you have to like plan them all out. But something like that, I can kind of, in a way, just wing it on the spot. Because it's more of a case-by-case basis rather than, you know, having to plan for it or whatever. So I'll do that if people want to see that. I don't know if people want to see it, so I'll probably create a poll on my Discord server once this stream is done, and I'll see if people are interested in that or not. Did you write a rap in your channel information? No, so basically, about 4 years ago, maybe, one of my moderators, Ilya615, he wrote a poem for me to put in my channel bio, and it stayed in there ever since, and I haven't got around to changing it. I do actually need to change it, to be honest, because it is a little bit ridiculous, but yeah, it's just stayed in there ever since. And I think it's a pretty great poem, so that's kind of why I just left it in there. But yeah. Okay, if we're not going to update to 1.20, what are we going to do in this stream? What should we do? I'll leave it up to you guys. And it doesn't necessarily have to be modding. We could do anything. I don't really care, to be honest. You know what I can do actually? I can make a poll, can't I? Can I do that? I'm pretty sure you can make a poll. How do you do that? Ah, there we go. Start a poll. Or no, a poll isn't going to really work for that. Let's see, I can start a Q&A. So I guess you guys can answer the Q&A with what you guys want to see me do in this stream. Sure. Okay. What do you want to see me do in this stream? I don't know how Q&As work. I've never seen anyone do one. So here you go. Okay. It's more really a Q and yeah. It's more an A and Q. I don't know. Let's see what you guys think. Okay, no, I'm not going to learn Kotlin wide, but thank you for the suggestion. That is not happening. Make models. I can't model for the life of me, so that's probably not going to happen. What are we coding today? Well, that is exactly the question. That's why I've created a Q&A, which you can give me an answer to and tell me what you want me to do, and we will decide. The idea was to work on Industria, but I just don't think it's in a state where I can do that at the moment. Okay, let me give you guys some options of what I think we could do today. We can work on brass. Maybe we could work on brass. I could work on TurtyBot. I could go through the example mod, and you guys could help me with that. I don't know. I could work on my kitchen sink mod. We could do railroad even. That'd be kind of insane. I've got to be careful what I scroll down here, because I think there's probably some things in here. Let me check actually before I do that. Let's see. Let's see what else is in here. Okay, there's actually nothing crazy in there. I expected there to be crazy stuff in here, but there isn't. So, you know. Yeah, TurtyBot is my Discord bot. Brass is my mod loader. Railroad is my modding IDE. For clarification. Those are what those things are. And also I have a bunch of other random stuff down here, but I'm not going to be opening those. Yeah, railroad or brass, it would be interesting. I don't know if you guys would be interested in that though, or if it's just, or if it's just Wide that's interested in that. Probably not brass, because I think brass will. Yeah, brass is in a very interesting state at the moment. Did you know that you can use Midjourney or AI to make models? To make models? I don't think you can do that. I know there was some company working on a model thing. I think it was Google. And they were working on AI models. But I don't think it was in any proper state, really. It was more just like, what do you call it? I think it's like a point cloud, I think they're called. It was more of a point cloud rather than a model. Should we try and chat GPT a mod? That'd be interesting. Try and make a mod completely from chat GPT. And see how far we get. We're not going to get far, I'll tell you that. But we can try that if you want. I think really it's between Railroad and ChatGPT at the moment. Seems like ChatGPT. And should we try it? I mean, it's been done before by other people. Other people have tried it, but we can give it a go. So we'll start completely from scratch, I suppose. We'll literally ask it like how to download Forge and everything. And we'll see how far it can get us. Okay, so just going to start a new chat. Okay, ChatGPT, here we go. How can I make a Minecraft mod? Let's see. Oof, JDK 8. Oh no. This is 1.12, is it? It doesn't actually say, does it? It just says download an MDK. Interesting. Okay. I don't want to do 1.12. So we'll follow these steps for. We'll just assume. Actually, can I tell it that? I want to do this for. What's the most recent version it knows about? Is that going to be 1.16 or is that 1. What is the latest Minecraft version that you know exists? Oh, I spelled latest wrong. 1.17. Okay. We can make that work. 1.17 is basically the same as 1.20. So, we'll do that. Okay. So, can you give... Can you give me the steps for making a mod in Minecraft 1.17? It still says JDK 8. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Is it? No, that's not going to work. 1.17 is JDK 16, I think. It might be 17, but I think it's 16. So instantly, on the first step, that's not going to work. If you're using ChatGPT. Okay, but let's skip that step. Let's go to the next step. I already have Java installed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, we'll download. The second step is wrong too. The second step is wrong. It says to download. So go to the files website, right? So we go to here. Go to 1.17. Right, so we're on 1.17. Download the installer. It wants us to download the installer. And then install the client. That's not going to work. ChatGPT doesn't know how to make a Minecraft mod. Okay, let's look at step 3. Set up a new mod project. Here we go. So create a new folder. Extract the installer into it. Okay. Open up a terminal. Okay. So then we're setting up the workspace. So we run gradlu gen sources. Isn't that fabric? Isn't gradlu gen sources fabric, not forge? And let's also do that. I'm pretty sure that's fabric. So that's not going to work either. Import the project into your preferred code editor. Write your mod code. Here we go. So the main code goes into source main Java. Yeah. Sure, that's fine. Run it with gradlu run client. Okay, it does know that. Debugging. Okay, let's just ask it, how can I add an item to Minecraft? We'll say Forge 1.17. Oof! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I really hope people don't actually try and use ChatGPT for Minecraft modding. Oh dear. Oh no. I need to know what data this has got this from, because please don't do this. Please, everyone, do not do this. We do not use registry events anymore. That's like what, 1.12 we did this? We don't do that anymore at all. In fact, that's wrong anyways. You wouldn't do that. Because set registry named is void. It doesn't return the item. Okay, what if I tell it use deferred registers instead? Let's see if it knows, because they did exist in 1.16. Okay, it does know about deferred registers. Let's see what it's done here. So items.register custom sword. A new item custom sword. Okay, but okay, let me see the class. So item tier.iron. Item.settings, that's fabric. It's a mix of fabric, forge, and like 1.12 and 1.17. It's super strange. Okay, let me ask it, how would I do this in 1.16.5? No, you can't do that. Oh my god. This is insane. I didn't realize how bad it was at this. In Forge 1.16.5, deferred registers are not yet introduced. Wow. That's just a blatant lie. That's not true. Actually, they were introduced in 1.16.3, I believe. So they were definitely in 1.16.5. This, people, is why you do not use ChatGPT to make a Minecraft mod, because it's just blatantly wrong, and it's confidently wrong. I think is really the issue here. It's confident that this is how you do it. It doesn't say, I think you should do it like this. It just says, you do it like this, which is not correct at all. Okay, what if I ask it like, how do I make a mod for Minecraft 1.7.10? Oh, I wrote 1.17.10. Oops. Bit confused. Try again. Okay, a bit different from newer versions. The ecosystem has changed. You typically use Forge. Okay, that's correct. Java 8, yep. That's not right. Oh, that is right. I mean, sure, I guess you could... Sure. 1.7.10. Once again, it thinks you need to install the client, which is not correct. Groundloo setup decomp, that is correct. Eclipse or IntelliJ, that's correct. Run client, yep. And let's ask, how would you register an item in 1.7.10? I keep doing 1.17.10. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Now, I've actually never used 1.7.10, but I do know roughly what things looked like back then. I don't think that's correct. I know it did use the game registry, so I know that part's correct. But I don't think this is correct. And also, it doesn't say you have to add the event handlers to anything, does it? So pre-init in app mod. No, it doesn't. So that wouldn't even work for older versions. That's crazy. That's crazy. Okay, should we work on Railroad? Since I think it's clear ChatGPT just doesn't work for modding. Let's try work on Railroad. The only problem with Railroad is, once again, there's a lot of stuff I will need to rewrite for Railroad. So, yeah. Oh, hello, Stephen. Welcome to the stream. Long time no see. Haven't seen you in ages. Like a year, maybe. It's been quite a while. How's it going? So let's load Railroad. And yeah, Railroad is still a thing. It's not really being worked on, but it is still a thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the thing with Railroad is I kind of started to write everything to use this whole like task system you can see here. But it's gotten way too complex for like what it was intended to be. This task system, it was not intended to be like, I didn't originally make it as a proper task system, and I've tried to slowly convert it into one, and it just hasn't really worked. So if I want to do that, I'm going to have to literally select these and go delete, which I don't really want to do right now. Yeah, once again, unfortunately, Railroad isn't really something we're going to be able to do on the stream. Just because it's going to require so much rewriting. It's not something we can really do on a stream. It's not going to be exciting, trust me. Railroad is my or the community's modding IDE. So it's like IntelliJ, but specifically for Minecraft modding. So it would have a bunch of useful features. I think the idea is great. It's just very tricky. Obviously, needless to say, an IDE is tricky. But moreover, it's kind of just me working on it, which makes it very hard to do it. Because if you're working on a big project solo, right, it's hard to find the motivation to just do it, because there's no one else that's pushing you towards doing it. Someday, I do hope to properly work on it, but I'm not going to be able to do that by myself, unfortunately. Yeah, so sometime in the future, I'll need to kind of try and group people back together, because initially we had a lot of people that were willing to come and help, and it did kind of work. But the problem was, at the time, that Railroad wasn't ready for that kind of amount of people to come and join in. So we just kind of had to say no, and you have to wait. But I think right now, I would like to say it's ready for people to come and help. We have like the main infrastructure now. You can see there's quite a lot here, right? We have the editor, we have the menus, we have the whole like project creation system is here. Obviously, I'm working on the actual tasks for like downloading the MDK here, extracting the MDK, and modifying the build.gradle, all of this stuff here. And that's what I've been working on. But yeah, unfortunately, it's just not something we're going to be able to do in this stream. So let's close. At some point, I'll make an announcement and I'll try and get some people together, and hopefully, Railroad can foster into becoming a thing. That's assuming I don't quit modding, which is once again something I'm going to have to talk about tomorrow in the video I have planned. But yeah, did we work out tabbing and docking? Yes, we did. Let's see if I can. I'm probably not going to be able to find it because I don't understand the project structure. Or not that I don't understand, but I just don't remember the project structure anymore. God. Utility. Window tools. No. We did figure it out anyways. We used a library, I believe. If I go build.grade, oh. Yeah, here we go. We used this docking library, and it worked fine. But yeah, we're not going to be able to do that, unfortunately. I think we should try and create a mod in this stream. Just a simple mod, right? If anyone has any ideas of a simple mod that you think we could create in this stream, let me know. And we'll see if we can try and do it. Now, this stream isn't going to be long. Normally, my streams are like ridiculously long, like up to 5 hours. That's not going to be happening this stream, by the way. This is going to be probably 2-hour stream, maybe. Have you heard of the Create mod? Yes, of course. Who hasn't heard of the Create mod? Create is like one of the biggest mods out there, isn't it? Create mod. Let's see. How many downloads does it have? It has 47 million downloads. Of course I've heard of the Create mod. Come on now. Everyone's heard of the Create mod. Add shulker colors to the shulker entity. You just got that from the... I know exactly where you got that from, Wide. Let's see, how would we do that? Let's try and brainstorm how we would do that first. So, we're probably going to need a mix-in for that, or could we just use a capability? An entity capability that we attach to the shulker when it spawns? How would we change the color though? We'd probably have to use a mix-in to change the color, I imagine. Like, to actually render the color. I mean, we could do that. It would be quite simple. It would probably take us about an hour. Sure, let's do that. So we'll start with basics, right? We'll install Forge, we'll set up the repository, and hopefully I didn't just dox myself. I did not dox myself. Thank goodness. That's good to hear. I've got to be very careful opening File Explorer on stream, don't I? Okay, I'm going to create a folder for this. So shulker entity colors is what I'm going to call this. Okay. Let's go a bit smaller, please. Okay, so we'll do the basics, right? We'll download Minecraft Forge, and I know someone's going to say, oh no, wait. I know someone's going to say, why don't you just use the plugin for IntelliJ, right? The Minecraft Dev plugin. You're not really meant to use that, so. because it's a bit janky, to say the least. And it has quite a few problems. So we're not going to be doing that. Okay, so we'll just extract all. Extract. And delete the basic stuff, so delete those. Okay, let's go IntelliJ. And we're going to open. Once again, please don't dox me. I think we got lucky that time. Jesus Christ. Okay. This is why you see big streamers have streaming PCs, right? They have a PC specifically for streaming, because it means they don't dox themselves. But needless to say, I do not have the money to buy a streaming PC, or I don't even have the space to. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. I could theoretically fit another PC in here, but that would mean I need another monitor, and like, come on now, it's a bit ridiculous. I only stream like once every few months, so I should just stream on a VM. that would work. And that means I can't dox myself if I'm on a VM, but it would also be extremely slow, and we'd lose everything afterwards. So okay, so basic stuff. Let's, I guess, edit some of these things to make sure the comments and whatever on here, because we don't care about those. Are we going to need the access transformer? Let me think. No, probably not, because we'll just stick with mix-ins, I think. Oops. Come back. Okay. Get rid of that. Hello? What is happening? Why can't I? There we go. I hate that they put all these comments in here. Like, I get it. They're there to, like, help new people and all that. But there's just so much of it. And there doesn't need to be this much of it. I think they should supply an MDK that comes without all these comments, so that I don't have to get rid of them every single time. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. There we go. Okay, we'll look at the parchments for forge. Yeah, and also it comes with this like whole example mod now, right? It comes with this config, and it's just like, we don't need it. We really don't. You know? It's not good. Let's get rid of that. God, there's so much rubbish. Just all of this stuff I could not care less about. Okay, let's fix some stuff. So we got the example mod. What are we going to call the mod ID here? Like just shulker. Shulker colors, I think. Will you? No, we're going to use the British spelling because we're cool. We're cool like that. Hello, Valets Plays. Welcome to the stream. PGL. Is it LPGL or LGPL? I always forget. Lesser? No, it's LGPL, isn't it? Lesser. Wait, I actually... LGPL. Is that right? Because it's LGPL, yeah. And then 2.0. I always get it the wrong way around. I would say we'll try and speedrun it, but we can't speedrun it with all these stupid comments and whatever in the way. Example mod description. Oh, what the hell? What the? A mod that adds additional colors to shulkers. Sure. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay, now how do we add parchment nowadays? Okay, so we go to the settings.gradle. And we need to add the Maven. So the URL. And I'll just copy paste that in rather than trying to type it out. And then we need the librarian plugin. So we'll put that in the build.gradle. And then we need to update the mappings to use parchment. And what was the parchment version? Oh, it's too far back. I can't see it. Oh dear. Actually, it's probably on my clipboard, isn't it? It is. Oh, fantastic. Just done that again. Go with that. Okay. So we'll delete the example mod, as everyone should always do. We'll reload Gradle. Hopefully we don't get an error. As long as Lex hasn't broken anything, we shouldn't get an error. And whilst we're doing that, we'll go dev.30worty.shulker colors. Okay, let's create the main class. Shulker colors. I spelled that wrong. Lovely. We want our @mod. There we go. Shulker colors. Okay, nice and simple. And you don't put that there, you get it out of here. Wait, should I event bus? There you go. Actually, we might not even need the bus. I'm just trying to think, do we need the bus? No, we don't need the bus, do we? Don't think. Does anyone know if you need to do anything to add mix-ins nowadays? Or is that all done for you? I kind of forgot, so if anyone knows, please let me know. Okay, we'll add the event, so we'll go... is it a forge event or is it a mod event? It's going to be... Oh, that's a good question. Is it a forge event or a mod event? For attaching the capabilities. I'm going to have to check my mod, Industria. Let's see, so I will go... Capability. Nope, not Industria. I need to check my kitchen sink mod. Here we go, so. We'll find out. It doesn't really matter right now. We'll create a new package for capability. we'll create the capability. So we'll go shulker, color, capability. Now let's find out how shulkers actually have their color. So let's go shulker box. Coloring, sure. It just uses dye color. Okay, I thought so. Oh, I spelled that wrong. This is what modders do? Yes, this is exactly what modders do. They speedrun creating silly little mods that no one's ever going to download. At least that's what I do. Okay, so we want our interface, which needs to extend IMBT serializable. And I guess this will just be a compound tag? Or maybe just an int tag, I guess? Sure, an int tag will do. And we can just serialize that into a hexadecimal number. And all we want is int get color. And or ideally we actually have a dye color gets color, and then we have a void set color dye color color. And I realize I've just done the American spelling. To be fair, the American spelling is easier to type, but it's American, so it's not good. Okay, in the capability we implement the interface, don't we? So implements. Oh, and I should rename the stream, shouldn't I? Because we're not doing Industria anymore. What should I call it? Let's just call it mod development stream. I'm going to be making a Minecraft mod. There we go. Alright, there we go. I've renamed the stream. That'll get rid of any confusion. Okay, we implements shulker colors. There we go. And we want a private final. Is it final? No, it's not going to be final. It's going to be dye color. Color. Return this.color. If color is equal null, then return. And actually, we can just do not null there. And this.color is equal color. Okay, and then for the int tag, this should be fairly simple, right? We should just be able to do a new... Can you do an int tag like that? I think you actually can't, can you? Let's see what Copilot wants to do with that, because I'm not sure how you make an int tag. Int tag. Oh, you can do it like that. What does get ID give? Is that the... So ID? Dye color. No. It's going to be the... What? Texture diffuse color? So get texture diffuse colors. It's a float array? 3 floats ranging from 0 to 1, the red, green, and blue. Okay. Okay, sure. Float array. RGB. Yeah. Thank you, Copilot. That will probably work. Let's turn Copilot off because it is otherwise just going to do this all for us. And then it's not really speedrunning, is it? So all we need to do is say this dot color is equal dye color. Okay, now this is going to be tricky. Maybe we can just use a string instead. Or save the dye color ID. If we do that, we can save it as a byte instead of a integer. Let's do that, actually. So we'll say color ID. And let's just go in here. So let's just refactor. And I want to change signature. I want to change dye color to byte. And refactor. And refactor. Change signature. Dye color to a byte. Color ID. And that needs to be this dot color ID. That needs to be this dot color ID. And then we don't need to check if it's null, although we can check if it's -1. So then we can just do, instead of an int tag, so I'll come back in here, we can say a byte tag. Even better. So we can say byte tag. And we can return byte tag dot value of this dot color ID. And when we deserialize, we just want to do this dot color ID is equal mbt.gets as byte. Now that I think of it, actually, I don't know why I did that. I just realized I did that completely wrong. That's not what I meant to do at all. Go back. Go back. Sure. Go back. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, this needs to still be a byte tag, but these still need to be a dye color. Like that. Color is equal null. This dot color is equal color. So this still needs to be a dye color too. That needs to be the color. This needs to be a byte tag though. And this needs to be a byte tag. And then we just return byte tag dot value of this dot color dot get ID. And if I just cast that to a byte and basically do the same thing, so dye color dot byte ID mbt dot get as byte. And in theory, that should actually work. We do just need the provider. So let's grab the provider. So let's do shulker color provider. And this should be shulker color. that needs to implement iCapability provider of a byte tag. We need an ID, which is a resource location, which takes in our mod ID, so shulker colors.mod ID, and then just the name, so shulker color. Okay, we first need the, what I generally call the backend, which is that. And then we also have a lazy optional, which holds the same thing basically. And I just call that the optional. Stop backend, there we go. And then we'll override the methods it wants, which is just get capability. We can use the unsided one. And we can just return, actually in the capability, I need to hold the capability in there, don't I? So I need a public static final capability of shulker color. I'll just call it capability. Capability manager.get new capability token. Like that. And then I can just return that in here. So shulker color capability dot capability dot or empty, and I provide it with first the capability and then the optional. Now, do I need to like invalidate? Is there an invalidate method? No, apparently not. But there is a deserialize? Is that correct? Maybe not. Oh, wait, it needs to override iCapability serializable. Not. Yeah. Oh, and that means it needs to override the sided one? Really? That's kind of silly. Because this isn't sided, but whatever. I think in here we just return this.backend.serialize. And here this.backend.deserialize. Okay, let's do a public static void attach entity, or is it just attach capabilities event? There you go, entity events. Then you make an instance of this provider. So var provider is equal to a new shulker color provider. And I think it's just event dot add capability ID provider. That seems correct, I would say. Now, what else do I need to do? I also need to actually create that, but don't I also need to... Don't you need to register them? Or am I just imagining that? Yeah, you need to register them. Okay. I guess I can just do that in the provider, in here, can't I? And if I make this private, for example, I'll just do it all in here. Yeah. I'll do that. Oops, what did I just do? Let's put it in a public static class. This will be the mod event or the forge. This is the forge event. Oops. And that is equal to shulker colors.modID. The bus is bus.forge. And I can just paste that in there. But only if event.getEntity or getObject is instance of a shulker. Then we can do that. And then we need to register the caps. So I'll basically do the same thing, but this time for the mod. Register capabilities events. Event.register. Do I just put in the class? I think so. That's kind of wacky, isn't it? Is that it? Is that a capability? I believe so. So the question is, how do we actually set this capability, right? So what we're going to do is we'll say, let's create an event in the Forge events. Your at subscribe event public static void. And this will be called something like living spawn or something like that. What's it called? Living entity, living add, living world, living level. What's the event for when an entity is added to the world? Is it just entity? Entity join world event. Thank you, Wise. I could have spent a while trying to find that. So if it's instance of a shulker. Okay, we'll say if shulker dot get capability, and we'll see if it has the capability. So what does that give us? That gives us a capability of the shulker color. Is that right? No, it gives us a lazy optional. So we'll say, I want to see if it's not present. Is there a way to check if it's not present? Wait a minute, no. It's always going to be present, isn't it? Is that right? Is it always going to be present? All I want to do is shulker color dot set color. I forgot how capabilities work. I'm not going to lie. I haven't done them in quite a while, or at least not with like custom capabilities. I think I need to check if the dye color is null. Let me just look at this again. Yeah, so by default it's null. And I can just say shulker color dot set color, dye color dot random. Let's just do values and then dye color dot values dot size length. I mean. You know what I'll do, actually. I'll create a method in here. And I'll say static void or static dye color get random color. Now I'll first get the colors. And I'll return colors thread local random dot current dot next int colors dot length. Is that correct? I think so. And is that's exclusive, right? Yeah. So if I set color to shulker color dot get random color, I think that's right. Now can I do like if present or else? It appears not. Only if I converted it to an optional. So if I do dot resolve, then I can do if present or else. So in this circumstance, the capability isn't actually present. I guess the problem there is you can't add a capability, can you? I don't believe. Was that correct? You can't add a capability? Yeah, you can't. So that's not helpful anyways then. Should we see if this works? What we'll do is we'll create another event in here. That's subscribe event. Like static void. And I'll say click or interact entity. And I'll go entity interact event if event dot get entity is instance of, what's that? Event.get target, isn't it? Instance of a shulker. Then we will get the capability. So basically, it's going to do the exact same thing, but this time I will resolve it. And I'll say or else. Now, in here, I'm just literally going to do print shulker color dot get color dot get name, sure, and else I'm just going to print shulker as no color. And you can't do a warning, can you? Because okay, I guess we can create a logger real quick. Logger is equal log manager dot get logger mod ID. Is that right? I've done that wrong, haven't I? That one's wrong. I think it's meant to be logger manager, not log manager. Or maybe... oh, it's logger factory. God, I always forget between Apache and SLF4j and log4j, etc. I'll say shulker color dot get color dot name, and I'll put that on its own line, and I will put this on its own line too. And I'll say shulker colors dot logger dot warn, and I'll just warn shulker has no color. Okay, should we see if it works? What have we got to lose? Let's give it a go. So I will just need to do the run. We'll go tasks, forward go to runs, run client. Let's see if it works. It's the first time testing. Can you imagine if this works first try? Can you imagine? That would be insane. That's why it won't happen. It would be insane. Okay. At some point, I'll see if I can go and fix Railroad or Brass or Industria, and hopefully we can do another stream at some point and work on one of those. But yeah, they're just not in a good state right now for that to happen. So, which is a bit unfortunate, but what can you do? We could also do a Roblox stream if anyone wants that, which I don't think anyone wants that, but you know, it's a possibility if anyone theoretically wanted it. Okay, there we go. We've actually loaded. That took a while for that to load, I'll be honest, but I assume that's just our first time loading thing.
Press enter.
No, go away.
Narrator.
Go away. Go away.
Narrator off.
Why does it do that every single time now? Not a fan. Okay, let's turn this music off as well, because that's bye. Okay, whilst I'm here, I might as well change some settings. So view bulbing off, max frame rate 60, VSync off, GUI scale 2, brightness full, and bind blend I generally just turn that to like max because it doesn't make a difference. I can only do like 16 chunks whilst I'm streaming, and I'll go 10 chunks on that. Change the FOV to about 90. Okay, let's go. Well, at least we don't have any errors in actually loading, but that doesn't really mean anything. So okay, so we'll go shulker, and it says it's pink and green. Yeah. Okay, so it's pink on the client side and green on the server side. Let's just check that placing down another one. That one's brown and lime. That one's still pink and green. Let's save and quit. And let's load back in. We're going to have to send packets, I think, for this to work. We have to send a packet that updates the client entity. But yeah, hopefully, if we load back in, they should still be those same colours. So it shouldn't have changed. That's the idea. Okay, they are the same colors on the server. The client has completely different colors, which is expected because we're not syncing the client color. But the server color has actually saved. That's progress. That's mega progress. Okay. So, what we need to do is we'll say if event.level.is client side, and we'll say if it's not client side and it's a shulker, then we'll do that. And then all we need to do is we need to send over the data to the client. So what we'll do is we'll do a new package or network. We'll create a packets manager. Let's go in our main class and let's add a common setup. So public static void. We can actually do a non-static and private now that I think of it. And we'll go on, or we'll just do common setup. FML common setup event. We'll go event.enqueue-work. And we'll go packets manager.init. And actually that's probably just going to tell us later on that we can just do that as a method reference. So we'll do that now. And we just want our constructor, so public shulker colors. We want our iEvent bus. Bus is equal FML mod loading context.get mod event bus, and we'll say bus.add listener this : common setup. Okay, let's create the event, this method in here. Be public static void. Just hope that doesn't moan at us. Yeah, that should be fine. So we'll close that. Now we need a public static final string of protocol version is equal 1, and there's another string you need. Does anyone know what it is? Just gonna see if I can actually have it anywhere in my code. Oh no, it is just the protocol version. I thought there was another string for some reason, but there isn't. There's just the you got the simple channel. This does need to be private though. Simple channel instance is equal network registry dot new simple channel. Let's give it the name. So that would just be a new resource location of shulker colors dot mod id and main, and then we want protocol version and protocol version colon equals, and protocol version colon equals. And I'll put these on a new line so that we can read those a little bit easier. Okay, let's go in init. We're going to want an index in here, which will start at 0. We'll go instance.messageBuilder. We'll give it a class. So this is going to be a client bound. So we'll go c sync shulker color dot class. We'll go index plus plus. And we'll go network direction dot play to client. We will encode it using this colon encode. We'll decode using this colon new, and we will consumer main thread colon handle, and then we'll just add. And generally what I like to do at the bottom is just log out that we have registered packets for mod. What ID? There we go. And then we'll just create this packet. I should also really put packet on the end of that so we know that this is a packet. And we'll create sync shulker packet. Okay, let's create the methods that it wants. So we'll create encode. We'll create the constructor. And we'll create handle. So we're just sending over a byte for the color ID. And we're going to want another constructor here. So a c-sync shulker color packet. That's quite a handful to say, isn't it? And we'll just pass in a dye color there, which will be the actual color. Actually, no, we'll just pass in the byte directly in here because that makes it easier. Because then I can just do this friendly byte path dot read byte. Because unless I can do read color, no, I can't. So reading bytes is fine. This dot color ID is equal to friendly byte path dot read byte. No, that's encoding. So this dot friendly byte buff dot write byte. This dot color ID. Get dot enqueue work. Let's get the context here. So context. I don't know if there's a reason that this is actually a supplier. Like, does this need to be a supplier? Because I always just do context.get straight away. So I don't know why it couldn't just be a supplier, but whatever. So all I think we want to do here... Oh, we're also going to need to pass in an entity, aren't we? Can we get that from here? So we can get the sender. But how do we get the entity? Can we get it from the network manager? Because ideally we're going to send this packet to the entity. No, we're not actually. We're going to send it to the player, probably. Which can sync it to the entity. So the question really is just how do we actually get that entity? I never know how to do this when it comes to entities. Okay, can anyone think of a vanilla packet? Right, so something from either server to client or client to server that's going to send across an entity. I mean, theoretically, I could pass in the position since it's a shulker. And so there's only ever going to be one shulker. Yeah, but don't entity IDs, like, not work? I'm pretty sure entity IDs are... There's something about them. I don't know what it is specifically. But we can try, I suppose. We'll try. I seem to remember there was something with entity IDs. Oh, I think it was the entity IDs change when you reload the world. Actually, yeah, that's all it was now that I think of it. But it should work for packets then, shouldn't it? Now it's just a matter of how do you get that entity ID. So let's get the level, first of all. The correct level, please. Level is equal Minecraft.getInstance.level. And we're going to say level.getEntity. Hopefully there's just a method in here. Yeah, there you go. Get entity by ID. This.entity ID. So theoretically that should get us an entity. Not that kind of entity. Now we want to check if it's a shulker. So if entity is not instance of a shulker, Then we're just going to return. And we'll also say if the level is null. Sure. If the level is null. Or somehow if the level is not client side. I guess maybe we should do. No, that's never going to happen. That doesn't even remotely make sense. But if it's null, we return. Okay. So that gives us the shulker that we can mess around with. So let's get the capability. So let's do shulker color, or it's a lazy optional, isn't it? So lazy optional, shulker color. Capability, I think we call it. Yeah, is equal shulker dot get capability. Shulker color capability dot capability. Capability dot if present. Then we're just going to do, we'll get the dye color first. So dye color is equal dye color dot by ID, just dot color ID. Shulker color dot set color dye color. Do we need to like mark it as dirty? Is that a thing we need to do for entities when you change their data? Does anyone know? If I do like shulker dirty change level mark dirty, no. I suppose entities, I don't know, I guess entities tick, don't they? So the forgers probably put some kind of code in there that checks when it changes. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how. I think that's probably fine anyways, regardless. So should we see if that works then? We just need to send the packet. So let's come into the provider. When we set the color, first of all, let's store that dye color just so we can do that much easier. Frozen color is equal to that. We'll set color to the color. And we will say get manager dot instance dot send to. We're going to send a new C sync shulker color packet. That's going to want the chosen color dot get ID, and it's going to want the shulker dot get ID, and we need to cast this one to a byte. And then we want the connection, which I completely forgot how you get. Let's just see if I can find my code where I send stuff. I think you don't do it like this, do you, actually? Now that I think of this. I think you're meant to do send, and then you do packet distributor dot all, no arg, and then pass in the packet. And that should send it to all clients. false, I believe. And hopefully that alone should work. Only one way to find out. Let's go ahead. Let's give it a run. Only clients tracking entity. Well, you can do tracking. Yeah, tracking entity, can't you? Do you have to then provide with supplier of entity? So if I do supplier of shulker, like that. But then, what if a client starts tracking that entity? How are they gonna get the correct color for it? Because once they start tracking it, that's gonna load the entity on the client, but it's already loaded on the server, so it won't send this packet. Meaning the client would have to request the server to tell it what color it is. Oh, we got an error anyways. Oh, we got a crash. Let's have a look. The return value of get color is null. What? Where? Oh, probably because those were existing entities, right? So I'll probably have to get rid of those entities, create 2 new ones. Now that I think of it, I don't know why I'm doing it like this. Because we don't want it to work like this. We don't want shulkers to spawn in with different colors, do we? That would be a bit silly. What the fuck? Reader index 0 plus length exceeds writer index 2. Oh. Did I mess that up? But yeah, we don't want to do this. We don't want to do it like this anyways. So we want to do all no arg, I'm pretty sure. But we don't want living spawn event. We want if you right click it with a die, then it will die that entity. So let's just basically copy that. Come into interact entity here. Get rid of that. And that. Is that right? And then we don't want a random color. Alright, see ya, Stephen. we don't want a random color, we want to actually get the dye item. So first of all, we'll say if event.level is client side, we're just going to return. And then we want to get the item stack is equal get item stack. And let's do this as well. So we'll say if it's not a shulker, then we'll just return. The if stack dot is items dot die. Oh, we can't do that. Can we do item tags dot? No. What about dies? There we go. Then we're going to return. And then we'll get the dye item. So dye item. Ideally, actually, no, we don't want to do it like that, do we? We want to say get item is instance of dye item. That gives us the dye. So we can get the dye color. Get dye color. And let's unindent that. Okay. Why do we have an error here? Closes that, that closes that. This has got an error for some reason. Static not allowed here. Wait, so what is this closing? This one. Oh, that's closing the class. Oops. And does this need to be unindented like that? Get rid of those imports. Okay, so we've tried that then. Although we actually don't want to care if it's null or not though, do we? We just want to straight up set it anyways. And hopefully that will work. And then we can deal with rendering, which I think should be fairly simple. Touch wood. It should just be a fairly simple mix into the shulker renderer, but we'll have to see. So first of all, let's right click it, just empty hand, nothing happens. Okay, let's right click it with a die. I realized that I didn't actually print anything in here when it happens. So let's do that. Let's do shulker colors dot logger dot info guide shulker to and then just pass in the from item.getName. And we need to say that this is the server. And I'll basically copy paste that onto the client. Is it died like that, or is it actually like died? No, I think it's died like that. Okay. Let's try run again. Very much hoping this works. Let's also do that. And then that allows me to do yeah, I'll do it like that. I kind of also want the opposite of this, though. So, I want this if statement. Let's just print the thing here. So let's do, first of all, like that. Just temporarily. And we can comment this out afterwards. Because I want to see, I'll be able to see what colour we're looking at when we click it. Let's just print shulker color. Capability dot or else. New shulker color. That'll do, sure. Hopefully we can hot swap that. We can, good. Grab a dye. Let's go orange and let's go white. So we can place down a shulker. We'll dye it. First of all, let's right click it. So it's got null. Now let's dye it brown. Server, dyed to brown. Client, dyed to brown. So let's right click it. Now it's brown on both the server and the client. So let's leave and rejoin. And see if it saves. Damn. Damn. It doesn't save on the client. So I guess when the entity joins the world, we're going to have to request it from the server anyways? Is that like... Because I kind of assumed that would just sync. But I guess not. So I think regardless if it's the client side, when it joins the world, we're going to have to tell it to get the color from the server. Which seems really janky, to be honest. But I guess what choice do we have, right? I'll just call it entity join, actually, that's fine. If not, event.get entity is instance of shulker. Shulker. Return. Or event.level.is client side if it's server side. Then we're going to send a packet to the server. Packet manager dot instance dot send. We're going to say packet distributor dot. How do you send it to the server? Would you send it to the player? I guess. No, you would send it to... How do you send it to the server? I completely forgot. Oh, you send to server, don't you? Yeah, duh. We'll do a new S request shulker color. Yeah. And we'll pass in event.entity.id. The ID. Okay, let's create that packet. Okay, let's go to the packet manager. The letter is the destination. And this network dot play to server. See, ChatGPT can probably not ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot can probably figure this out for me. Yep, well done. Well done, GitHub Copilot. You saved me about 2 seconds. Okay, let's get the context. Context supply.get. Context.enqueue. Context.setPacketHandled. So let's get the entity, or let's first get the level. Level is equal context supplier dot context dot sender dot level. Once again, that's the wrong level. Let's get the entity. So entity is equal level dot get entity. This dot entity ID. If entity, once again, wrong entity. If the entity is not instance of a shulker, I'm going to return. We're going to get the capability. So we'll go lazy optional. Shulker color is equal and shulker dot get capability. Shulker color capability dot capability. Ability.if present, we're going to say if present, shulker color. There you go. We're going to get the dye color. Get color. And we'll just send back the packet basically. So we'll do packet manager. Actually, I'll just copy that from here. And I'll copy this logger. Do that, and then no, what we should do is if shulker color is equal null, or shulker color.get color is equal null, we just return. We don't do anything because that means the server hasn't loaded that entity yet. And then we can just say shulker color.get color.from ID. Copy that logger back. We'll make that variable actually. We'll go dye color is equal shulker color.get color. We'll go dye color is equal null. We'll go dye color.get name. Dye color.get ID. Okay, let's create the private final int entity ID. Let's create the constructor, so public s request packet int entity ID. This.entity ID is equal entity ID. We'll do this. Friendly byte buff.read int. Friendly byte buff.write int. This.entity ID. Okay, if level is equal null, return. Is that possible? No, that's impossible. Okay. Making progress here, people, making progress. So close that. Okay, I think that should all be good. No, actually we don't want that because that goes to the client there. And actually, I suppose we're only going to send that to the specific player, right? So we'll say with context, get sender. Okay, so that's sent to the server there. And hopefully this shulker isn't used. We do need to use that. If it's not client side, then we return, or if it's not a shulker, we return. Now what we should just do, I suppose... No, we'll send it to the server. That's fine. So that's sent there, that'll send back to the client, where the client should dye the shulker. Okay. Should we try it? Let's give it a go. This music is so weird. Why is all non-copyright music so weird? Bro, it's literally Lime music. Like, it's the Ludwig playlist. So that's what Lime uses. Okay, so if we place it down and we first right click it, we should get null. If we dye it brown, it goes to brown. Okay, if we save and quit, load back in, it should be brown on both the client and the server. Yes, look, dyed shulker to brown. Yes, let's go. Okay, let's spawn in another one. So that one has no color. We'll dye it orange. Okay, let's save and quit. We should now have a brown one and an orange one. Orange on the left, brown on the right. So we'll go orange, brown. Let's go. Okay. So, that was the hard part, I believe. I think the next part should be easy. But once again, I'm touching wood, because I'm not sure that's going to be the case. Okay, so, what do we need to do? We need to set up a mix-in. Unless there's a way to do this without a mix-in. I'm trying to think of ways to do it without a mix-in, but I don't think there's a way. Unless you've replaced the shulker renderer, which I don't want to do. I don't want to replace it. That's obviously not ideal. It's like a last resort kind of thing, isn't it? Okay, so I think we need to set up mix-ins. So let's go into the settings.gradle. No, actually, this is in the... Is it the build.gradle? Yeah, I think it's the build.gradle. What else do we need? We need the run thing. So we need that, and we also need that. So does project.project still exist? I hope so. So archive base name I think doesn't exist anymore. It's just, yeah, archives name, or I think mod ID works too. And that does that for all of them, does it? I think so. Let's separate out the working div. There we go. Let's just see. Yeah. Game tests is for like running unit tests, but like inside of the game. Hello, Oren Englander. Welcome to the stream. I don't know much about packets and this kind of... That's fine. I mean, you can just watch along. You don't need to necessarily know what I'm doing. I mean, packets are really simple, really. A lot of people make them sound like they're really complex. It's really simple. It's actually, I would debate, and this is going to sound crazy, I would debate the packets are actually one of the easiest things in modding. They're easy. They really are. And I think a lot of people make them sound like they're not easy, but they are. It's an interesting thing. Where do you do the jar? Oh, there you go. And then we also need the plugin stuff at the bottom. So there we go. That's going to be the mod ID. And do we need anything else? I know obviously we need the mix-in JSON. So I guess let's make that. Hello Estopia, welcome to the stream. So we're going to go shulker, colors, .mixins, .json. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to see mixins, and you're going to get scared that things are about to get really complex. Trust me when I say, same with networking really, mixins aren't complex at all. Like, they can be complex, don't get me wrong. And I wouldn't recommend that everyone does mixins, because you do kind of have to understand, you have to have a strong shulkers, what the hell am I on about? Shulker colors. You do have to have a strong understanding of the control flow of code. The specific code that you're working with. But they're not complex. Well, they're complex, but they're not complicated. So that's kind of my opinion on mixins. And I love mixins. I write mixins in most of my mods, to be honest. Not because I want to, just because I always end up having to at some point. No, mixins aren't scary. Don't be so silly, White. You know that's not true. Are we going to want a... No, we're only going to want a client mixin, aren't we? And then we want a min version of 0.8. Okay, let's create a new package as well for mixins. Okay, let's give it a reload. Hopefully we don't get an error. Would be a nice thing. Okay, whilst that's doing its thing, let's make our mixin. So let's go shulker, renderer, mixin. Now please don't consider this a mixin tutorial. I'd appreciate it if you do not do that. Shulker, renderer. Or is that going to be the shulker entity renderer? Or is that the shulker... Yeah, so the shulker box is the actual block, and then the shulker is the entity. Okay, we've got no errors. That's fantastic too. So we're going to want to go into the render method, I believe. Let's go shulker renderer, or basically into this class here. Okay. So, let's look at the shulker box renderer too. Okay. Okay, I see. Interesting. So I think we can actually extend shulker renderer. I think this is going to work, actually. And I think we can just straight up override. Is it my birthday? No, it's not my birthday. Completely wrong time of the year for it to be my birthday. I wonder what makes you think it's my birthday. Okay, what we want to do is grab our capability. And what's going on here? Can I extend to target class? Why not? Oh right, you can't. That's correct. We actually have to extend the mob renderer of shulker model. And it's going to be abstract. Oh god, we've got abstract. And we're actually going to want to grab that constructor back, but with the proper parameters. Okay. We're going to want that super to render. Yeah, we're going to want to take that. We're first going to grab our capability. So we're going to want to use shulker. Color, but that needs to be a lazy optional. Capability is equal p entity dot get capability. Shulker color capability dot capability. Capability dot resolve dot if present or else. If it's present, we're going to do this. Else, we're just going to do the super. So if it's present, we're going to want to, let's see. What happens in here? Actually, let me just look at the shulker box renderer again. Oh, actually, oh, okay. We don't need that. We can actually override get texture location. Do the same thing in here. Return once again the super. Get texture location. Which we can't do. Okay, actually we'll have to say is present. If it's present. Or if it's empty, actually. We'll say if it's empty, then we'll return the super. Oh, it's abstract, so we can't do that. Right. Okay, we're going to have to inject then. So we're going to need our callback. I'm going to want to inject. We're going to say the method is equal gets texture location. And we're going to say at is equal at dot, no, what's it called? You do something dot head. At is equal at. I know you do head, but what is the Bro, how have I forgotten this? Static constant head, more options. Oh, you just do head as a string, don't you? Now that I think of it. It's not a constant. Well, it was a constant for some reason. But if it's present, then we're going to say callback dot set return value. Go back to the shulker box. So we'll first grab our dye color. Is equal capability dot resolve. I'll say or else. Yeah, resolve. No, I'll just say or else null. So that gets us the actual shulker color. So if shulker color is equal null, or shulker color dot get color is equal null, then we're just going to return. Then we're going to say set the return value. First we want the dye color though. So dye color is equal shulker color dot get color. And wait, let me look at the shulker renderer again. Shulker renderer. Default texture location. Oh, get location, texture location color. When is this one used then? It says usages. Shulker head layer. Interesting. So all we're actually going to want then is shulker renderer dot get texture location that, and it needs to be marked as cancelable as well. And let's just new line some of these. And hopefully that should work. This should be shulker renderer mixin. Add that to the mixin config in the client. That's fine. That's gonna moan, but that's fine. I think that should work. Should we give it a go? I think it should work. 20 pixels, there we go. No, we'll go 19. And then we can see better. I should have done that at the start. Oh well. It works! Look at that! Look how easy that was. One thing, it doesn't actually take the die away from you. It should definitely do that. So let's just do that. That's easy. Easy fix. So we'll just go ahead and do that real quick. So all we need to do is say set color and then say stack.shrink 1 and player or event.get entity.set item in hand event.hand stack. And oh, I thought I was in debug mode. Unfortunately, I'm not. So we actually can't test that straight away. And move that there. And I also might maybe want to make it, if you right click it with a bucket of water, then it will undye the shulker. I think that's probably a good idea. So if it's instance of a die, so if stack dot is items dot water bucket or maybe water bottle too. Oh no, because that requires us to do potion and stuff, and I'm not bothered about that. So if it is a water bucket, I mean. And then I just want to remove the die. So I want to say, oh, first of all, let's remove some of these loggers because we don't need those anymore. So I'll move this one to here. And let's remove that. Let's remove... I will keep the warning. That's fine, I think. Let's go to the server packet. Make sure there's nothing in here. Okay. Client packet's fine too. So if it's a water bucket, then we just want to do capability dot if present shulker color if shulker color dot get color is equal null, then we just return, and then we just say shulker color set color null. And actually this, yeah, that's fine, isn't it? Set color null and stack.shrink 1 event.entity set item in hand, event.hand, stack. That just decrements, and then that returns anyways there. Welcome back, Beneven. And I guess I need to sync that to the client, right? I guess actually. I mean, a water bottle would work. The issue is I would have to use items.potion and then you have to, like, I think add MBT to it or something. Like, I would have to check if it's a specific potion. Because you see that this is a potion item. And I would have to check if it's a potions dot water. Which I don't know how you do that actually. Can you... If items dot potion and potion utils dot get potion stack is equal potions dot there you go. So if it's a potion and the potion is water, or aka a water bottle, then it does that. Yeah, see, that's actually not too bad, is it? So we just want to say, the issue here is that we want to pass in null. If we just say -1, and then I can say if this dot color ID is equal -1, then I want to do shulker color dot set color null and return, because I assume if I do by ID of a negative, out of bounds strategy just gives 0. Yeah, that's not great. Hello Kingflower, welcome to the stream. I saw you in Corpin's server as well. Funny enough, I subbed you way before I found Corpin. That is very interesting. I mean, that does make sense though. I have been around, you know, a lot longer than Corpin has been making tutorials, so yeah, that would indeed be the case for probably a lot of people. Yeah, that can be a var because I think it's fairly explicit that I think it's fairly explicit that's a dye color. I mean, no, I think that yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. But I think var is fine. It's fine. I know a lot of people don't like var, but I think in this circumstance it's fairly obvious that this is a dye color because it's there. So that's fine. And that doesn't work because I have to cast that to a byte. Bytes can be negative, can't they? Is that a crazy question to ask? I'm pretty sure bytes can be negative. Color packet. Yeah, that should work. Actually, let's just make sure that's also happening in here. Like when I send this to request it here. If the dye color is null, it shouldn't actually just straight up return. It should instead still send the packets. So it should say dye color equal null. It should say -1 or that. So why do I not have to cast it there? That's crazy. What I'm making is basically you can dye shulkers, like how you can dye shulker boxes. Basically, you can dye these shulker entities. Just a basic fun mod that I thought I would do for this stream. Nothing crazy. And I'm sure it's already been done, to be honest. I'm just doing it for fun, really. I don't know if someone's done it before, I didn't check. If someone wants to check and find out, feel free. But I'm not worried about whether it's been done before. It's just a fun experience to actually do it. Okay, let's test this now. Should be able to undye the shulkers with a water bottle. And it should all work. Let's see. I should do a poll and ask you guys if you think it's going to work or not, but it's a bit too late to do that now. Okay, so we'll dye that one orange. You see that actually removes the item now as well. Great. So let's grab a bottle of water. And let's also grab like I don't know, a random potion to make sure it only works with water. That didn't work. Interesting. It does only work with water. That's good. Let's see. So when you interact... Oh, if the color is null, it just returns. It shouldn't do that. Oh wait, no, it should do that. That's fine. Sends to the client -1. Get ID. So it should have a color of null. So it sends over a byte of -1. Actually, interestingly enough, shulkers aren't like purple. They're not like the dyed purple color, right? So like if I grab a purple dye, place down a shulker, right? I'll place down two shulkers. So you see this one and this one. I'll dye this one purple. You see it's actually a different color. And you may think like, is it magenta then? Right, but magenta, it's also a different color. And it's needless to say not pink, but just in case you are wondering, it's not pink either. It's actually a completely different color, the default shulker, which is interesting, but it is what it is. Anyways, what's going on here then? So we're sending in ID of -1. Going to hit, if the ID is -1, we set the color to null. Set color to null. Weird. That's very weird, actually. Let's just try it again. Okay, let's maybe... Oh, wait. Here we go. Cannot invoke dieColor.getID because this .color is null. Where's that? Ah. So, okay, if I say this .color is equal null, then that, or -1. Oh, because if it's null, then I'm returning. Oops, shouldn't do that. And here, I should actually say that. So color ID. Now I should say if color ID is equal -1, then we'll just say null, or by ID, color ID. Yeah, silly goofy R. This is the wrong way around. That would have also been a very silly goofy R mistake. Let's just do at nullable then, since we know these are nullable. Okay, let's try again. I'm fairly confident that'll work this time. And then I'll probably go to bed. Because this stream is already a lot longer than I actually did originally intend for it to be. I just get way too carried away when I'm streaming. Yeah, it is Ludwig's playlist. I don't have time to be making my own non-copyright playlists. Because I would have to find so many bloody songs, and I just can't be bothered with that. So let's grab bottle. Hey, look at that. It removes the dye from them. And we can dye them back. And in theory, it should work with modded dyes too. Let's just check that those save. Hello Reels, welcome to the stream. And yeah, those save as well. So, I mean, that's it. That's it, people. That's it. Who knew? It's fairly simple, right? Oh, what happened there? I mean, is that literally it? Can anyone think of anything else that maybe we would want to do in terms of this? I don't know if there's anything else that... Oh, you're going to make me do the _Jeb tag, are you? I really hope not. See, that's a lot more complicated, right? Let's say sheep renderer. So if you go to the fur layer, let's have a look. And we see if it's Jeb. And yeah, it basically, I mean, I guess it's not that complicated. Oh yeah, in creative it shouldn't take the item. I suppose that's a good point. If not player dot is, if not event dot entity dot is creative, and I need to do that down here as well. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to hot swap, unfortunately. I mean, I kind of do want to do underscore Jeb, but I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. Because I think this stream has gone on long enough. It's way too late for me to be streaming now. Hopefully I will stream again soon. I just have to sort out, what the stream will be. I kind of want to make a new mod, like an actual new mod, but something that's maybe just a little bit more simple and achievable, and something that I will only do inside of streams. That's something I'm definitely considering for the future, near future, theoretically. So if you guys have any ideas for what that mod could be, just something simple that would maybe take, I don't know, 10 streams, maybe, as like a rough number, then let me know, and I will definitely consider it. If you want to join the Discord server, which is always in the description, you can suggest it in the suggestions channel there, and I always look at those suggestions. So that's a great place to do that if you are interested. And yeah, just let me know what you think. It's not going to be a tech mod because I already have Industria, which is already going very slowly. But yeah, it needs to be achievable, but it needs to be something we could do in 10-ish streams. It could be maybe 2 or 3 less, 2 or 3 more. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on that, and I think I'm going to end the stream here. So thank you everyone who has been here, and thank you all for joining in, and I guess I'll see you in the next stream, or I'll see you hopefully tomorrow with a new video, and yeah, I'll see you all then. So yeah, goodbye.